what's up, folks? I'm David Space. If you are anyone who is not thinking about buying a Cane TV 8000 gimbal, trying to remember what the heck it is, do not watch this video. This is going to be the most boring video you've ever seen in your motherfucking life, okay? This is strictly an informational video on people who are thinking about buying this particular gimbal, okay? I didn't want to make this video because it's going to be long as hell, but when I was thinking about buying this thing, I was so mad that I couldn't find somebody that gave me a decent review or at least some just good all-around information about the thing. So I figured it's my duty as a fellow filmmaker to share this knowledge with you. So I'm gonna talk fast because I've got shit to do today, but it's still gonna be long. So if you're looking for a funny video or entertaining video, go to my sketch comedy playlist or watch some vlog videos, but this is not the video for you. All right, folks, what we have here is a Cane TV 8000 gimbal. Like I said, I'm going to talk really fast. If you're from another country and can't understand me, that's too damn bad. If you're from this country and you can't understand me, that's too damn bad. Well, Dave, I want a professional unboxing. First of all, does this look professional to you? I'm in my living room, okay? My son may come in here, talk about he's hungry. My wife may come slap me in the face. The dog may jump on me and bite me in the nuts. I don't know. But Dave, what about the unboxing? Okay, fine. We're going to do that again, huh? You want to unbox? Boom, here's the box in the video. Unboxed. Cane TV 8000 gimbal. Dave, is this the gimbal for me? Should I get it? Motherfucker, how do I know? I don't even know you. Okay, this is the right gimbal for me. Why? Because I have a Sony FDR AX100. It is a small 4K Handycam, Ultra HD 4K Handycam, but it's long. It's long. The camera can fit in this gimbal. That is the reason I got this particular gimbal. I wanted to get the Cane 7800 because it is carbon fiber. It is much lighter. This gimbal itself is 13 pounds, 13 motherfucking pounds. But like I said, the 7800 carbon fiber, I believe, is lighter, but the gimbal cage itself is too short for my camera and my camera wouldn't work in it. So this is Cane TV's heavy duty gimbal for like bigger, heavier cameras like the Canon, what's that, C300, C100, 5 Blackmagic, red cameras are supposed to be able to fit in this gimbal. And so does my Sony FDR AX100. This gimbal is sturdy. It is sturdy. This is aluminum, I believe. It's really sturdy. I like about it, it's one piece. There's no wires hanging out anywhere. Even the batteries concealed up here on top. And these are some heavy duty motors. They really are. So it should last me forever with my little camera. But they're heavy duty motors for the bigger cameras. Now, right off the bat, Dave, how much is it gonna cost you? Well, right now, March 2015, it's running about $19.80, so $1,980 around there, something like that, on Cane TV. If you buy it on Cane TV, the website, canetv.com, something like that, I don't know, Google it. You can buy it with bundles. So like if you buy the gimbal, you can buy, if you want to use the vest, buy the vest and the Steadicam Arm or whatever, or extra batteries or whatever, they give you discounts on that stuff. I personally did not buy it off of Cane TV, and the reason is I did about a month of research trying to find out if this gimbal was the right gimbal for me. Because unlike all of you all, I just don't have $2,000 to be dropping left and right. At some point in time, I'm going to have to pay rent or mortgage, whatever the case may be. Now, I emailed the company back and forth. I believe this is made in China, Japan, China. Motherfuckers, I don't know. I wasn't there when they built this. But I do know my emailing back and forth, there was a communication, there were communication difficulties with the language barrier. So it did not make me feel secure. So I felt what was best for me, and I'm just talking about for me. I bought this off of eBay, I guess their online store. Because eBay, there's a money get back guarantee if there's any kind of problems. I feel safe and secure with eBay. So I purchased mine on eBay, which of course did not allow me to get certain bundles like extra batteries or whatever. And I'm fine with that because you know how I do. Right off the bat, this thing by itself, just the gimbal without your camera, weighs about 13 pounds. What does that mean to some of you who do not have any idea what that means? Do I even know what I just said it means? What that means is this is not light. This is heavy duty. And if you're shooting long shots, long scenes, without stopping, you won't be doing that very long. It will wear on your back like it did me. And I'm a pretty, decent sized guy. 6'3", 200, I'm a decent sized guy. And my back was like, hey, Dave, we got to do something about this. So later on, I ended up buying the vest with the, the arm, the Steadicam Arm. And that ran to me another $300-400. But I can shoot much longer with it. We'll get into all that a little later. Before we go, let me make this clear. I'm talking about the setup, the gimbal that I received, okay? This is all the stuff that came in the package I got, all right? So if you order the gimbal and all you get is 3 screws in a plastic bag and no gimbal, don't blame that on me. I'm telling you what I got, okay? Right off the bat, everything comes in this one case, this one giant, humunga bunga, dead body concealing case. All right, all this stuff. Okay, it is not small. Like I said, now the thing about it, as you see, this is the whole size. Everything comes packed up inside the case. It's not a hard case per se, but it is a hardish case. I don't know. But anyway, you'll get the stand. This is separate. That's the stand. That stand will be packed inside. It won't be put together. It'll be disassembled to stand in here. And basically there's a couple of screws to put that thing together. And they give you this hex tool. They give you this little hex tool. Can I get this right there? This little hex tool right here to basically put the stand together. And there's another smaller hex tool in there for something else, which we will get to. Should take you like, 2-3 minutes, easy breezy. If you want to travel around and put your gimbal in the case, travel around, that's fine, you can do that. But if you want to put the stand back in, you're gonna have to take the stand apart to do so. I'm not doing that shit. Once this motherfucker is put together, it's staying together. But if you want to put the stand back in, you got to take it apart to put it back in. Okay, so in the box, you come with the charger. This is the actual charger. The actual charger that was in there. Boom. 3 lights. Here's the actual charger. Has 3 lights at the bottom. They're all red when you're charging your battery. When your battery's all charged up, the lights, of course, turn green. Why they don't turn purple, pink, or orange, I do not know. They turn green, okay? The charger, of course, charges this battery. Boom, boom, boom. Bam, bam. Boom, boom, boom. The battery that came with the gimbal is 2200 milliamp hours. And for me, I found that it takes about 1:15 hours to charge the battery up. And I've gotten about 30 minutes of continuous use once it's in the gimbal. So 1:15 hours to charge, 30 minutes of use. That doesn't work for my needs, so I had to purchase more batteries. Now, on the Kane TV site, I did see batteries, extra batteries, spare batteries for 40 bucks, something like that. Me, myself, being an eBay man, I went and found stronger batteries, and they ran to me about $17 to $20 each. Now, if you do this, make sure that the batteries that you buy from somewhere else, if you choose to do so, are the same size. They may be the same power or whatever, but some batteries are a little longer, a little wider than others, and you have to make sure that it fits inside your gimbal. Or you're gonna have to strap it and it's gonna be hanging out or something like that. Which is fine, I guess, for some people. But if it's not the same size, obviously it's not gonna fit in. But you wanna make sure you have the right terminal end, because I ordered an extra battery and it was a different terminal end, and I was like, shit. And I had to buy an adapter for it, which is fine, but it doesn't fit snug inside, or it doesn't fit totally properly inside the top of the gimbal. But it works, it's fine. The battery is nicely hidden right inside here. They also give you a bunch of extra screws, just in case you lose something or whatever, which is cool. And your tool, your 2 little hex tools. You also get an adapter for a rail system if you want to put some kind of a rail system onto your gimbal. For follow focus or whatever, but anyway, you have that for your rails. Of course, it came with the instructional CD manual, whatever you want to call it. Not CD, it's a DVD, little mini DVD that, tells you how to balance it, gives you instructions, blah, blah, blah. This does not come with the gimbal. This is my own personal quick release plate. It comes with the quick release, I don't know if you can see it, sliding plate. This is Kane TV's, but this is my own personal quick release plate because it's the same plate that I have on all of my tripods, whatever. So it just makes it easier for me to pop the camera on and pop it off anytime I want to. Same thing. This, if you can see this, I don't know. This does not come with the gimbal. Neither do these two. These are all my own personal attachments. Up here, you have 3 1/4 holes here, 3 here, and 2 up here to add attachments like I have done. So like this is my attachment for my lights. This is an attachment where I can put my microphone on. This articulating arm attachment is where I put a monitor. So this is how I set up. But I think that's cool that they have these pre-drilled holes here for you to put attachments if you want to. All right, moving on. I'm bored already. What I like about the gimbal, it's nice, it's sturdy, it's very clean, no wires hanging out, very easy to balance compared to most gimbals I've seen. It's easy to balance, but it does take time, if that makes sense. You'll see, you'll understand. These handles are actually, you can actually unscrew these. They come on and off. So when you're using them, make sure you have them on tight. Both of these handles do that. And I saw another person's review and they didn't know why they had handles like that. They didn't particularly like them. I think I found out why, and I'm glad they do. So like I said, this thing is 13 pounds, and I will show you some footage of me using it, just just by itself, running around, doing this or whatever. And I'm fine for a couple of minutes, but after a while, it does start to get heavy. So for the amount of shooting that I have to do, I needed to get the Steadicam arm and the vest or whatnot. And what it is different Steadicam arms. The posts for these Steadicam arms, some of them are different sizes. So basically, this post, you take the gimbal off, and I'm wearing the vest, and you put this handle, you slide it right on top of this post. Well, what happened was, when I got the vest and I tried to put the gimbal on, it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't go all the way down. And I was like, this is some bullshit. If I spent all this money, I can't even use this thing. But what it is one handle is slightly bigger than the other. They're different sizes. So I guess if you have a different size post, that's what handle you put on that post. So let's say I'm using it on this side and this one didn't work. I just unscrew both of these and I switch them around. And that way that handle would be on this post and I can use it. So I believe that's why they have the detachable handles like that. The more you know. Quick things I'm going to say now, because I'm afraid I'm going to forget later. If your gimbal starts beeping, beep, 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 when you're using it or whatever, that's usually the indicator that the battery is very low and is getting ready to cut off, just so you know. I'm afraid I'm going to forget later. Also, when you get ready to balance this thing for the first time, you have to make sure that this Kane TV logo is facing up. Okay? Needs to be up. All right, if it's upside down, you're doing it the wrong motherfucking way. You ought to be able to see Kane TV facing up and read it easily when you're balancing. That's also, hey, you can spin this joke around as much as you want this way. Okay, no problem. But don't keep spinning it this way or the other way. If you keep moving the cage this way, rolling it over and over one way or the other, eventually your cables for the motors will bind up and your gimbal will be broken. No es bueno. Now that we got that out of the way, I really do like it. It's really strong, it's sturdy. I believe it's an aluminum frame, and these are some really strong heavy-duty motors. Like I said, they made it to be used with, Canon C100, Blackmagic, Red cameras, whatever. That's what they, built this thing for. And even the few little issues that I've had with it so far, I have to say I like it. So let's move on to balancing the actual unit. What I like about it is it's pretty much toolless, all right? Which means you don't need tools. That's tool-less. Tools, you have tools. Less, you have less tools. So you can have less tools than you would usually use if you needed tools. So it's toolless. So they should say non-tools usually because you're not using tools. Well, you do use one tool, so technically that's a toolless. It's toolless. That's what I like about this. It is toolless, which makes it a lot easier to balance than most gimbals. So as we get ready to balance this thing, just take in mind that one good thing about it is everywhere you're balancing something, there's a ruler. You can see on the sides, there's actual numbers right there. You can make your marks, and that's on both sides here too. And on the actual quick release plate itself, you can write down those settings so you can, put your camera on quickly whenever you need to. If you're going to be changing lenses in and out or changing cameras, as long as you write down or mark or you know which numbers or what settings you have your camera balanced, then you can do it lickety split. So that's the cool thing I like about this. So when you're ready to balance this thing, you take your camera, you'll put it inside, put it on the plate, and what you want to do is you want to try to get the camera not to fall forward or back. There's another lever here you know, for the quick release, sliding plate. And so here it is here. I would loosen it up, and then I would take my release plate and I would move the camera forward or back, you know, until I got that balance where it wasn't tipping backwards or forwards. So now I want to get the camera so it's not falling, you know, right to left. And it's easy to do. Right here, you have your lever, your release lever. That's to move this entire thing up or down, or actually side to side. And you can slide the whole camera and the base up and down, or excuse me, actually left and right. So you'll slide it left and right, get your camera to the right position, and you're gonna try to balance it so the camera stays, stays level like that, okay? Now, once I've got that pretty good, if I'm still having problems with the camera falling forward or back, there's something else I can do. I can adjust the vertical axis of the camera, meaning I can make it so the camera is either higher or lower inside of the cage. And to adjust the vertical axis, I will use these two knobs, but they're locked. And so to use them, I have to unlock them to free them up. There are 4 screws. There are 2 in the front and 2 in the back. You use the smaller hex tool to loosen them up. Like I said, there are 2 in the front. There's one there. There's one there, and there are 2 in the back. Once you loosen those up, then you can turn these knobs. If you turn them one way, it brings the camera up, it brings the cage up. If you turn them another way, it brings the cage down. And that will help, you know, balance out the camera. Now, like I said, I already have my quick release plate here for my setup. I'm just gonna slap my camera on. Ugh. And as you can see, my camera's pretty much already balanced. All right, so boom, if I put it there, you see it's not falling forward, it's not falling back, it's not going side to side. Now you'll know you have it decently balanced if wherever you put it, whatever position you put it, backwards and forward, the camera stays in that position. So boom. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if it pretty much stays wherever you put it, you know you're good, all right? Notice I said backwards and forward. I didn't say anything about side to side. I didn't say anything about side to side. As long as you're side to side, if you put it straight and it stays straight, horizontal, boom, you're good. All right, but back and forth, it should stay wherever you put it, okay? For the most part, all right? And the reason why it's so quick, because you want to get it as close as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're spending hours, which you shouldn't be, and just can't get it, as long as it's close, once you turn this thing on, it'll pretty much stabilize everything for you. You just want to get it close, so it has minimal work to do when you're shooting with it. All right, so boom. So now I got 4 back, side to side, everything's balanced, it's in the middle. The only thing left now, you're almost done, is the yaw axis. And to balance that, you have to tilt the camera sideways like this, okay? All right, so if the camera happened to be, if you did this and your camera is straight up, okay, that means it is back heavy, all right? That's why the back is down. And to adjust that, you have to move the axis forward, okay? If it's back heavy, you have to move it forward. I believe, I could be reversed, but I believe it is. Matter of fact, anything I say in here, if you all find out I'm wrong about some shit later or have something to add, put it in the comments, motherfuckers. Help each other out. So anyway, like I said, it's back heavy, so I need to move this forward. And you do that, oi. Where you at? Where you at? And I do that by, there is a release. There's a release, another release lever up here. And if I loosen it up, I can move this entire arm, this whole thing, forward or back. Forward or back. And that's how you make adjustments. Remember, little adjustments make a big difference in the balance. So you might only have to just barely move it just a little bit. Now, if you do this and your camera faces down like this, okay, then you're front heavy and you need to move the axis back. Yeah, you'll figure it out. But it's the same process. Put it back up here, put it back up on your stand, You loosen it up and you adjust it whichever direction that you need to. And that's it. All right. When you've done it right, you do that, you turn it, you'll put it in place, and it'll pretty much stay where you want it to be. Pretty much horizontal. Pretty much. It doesn't have to be perfect. But if it stays like that, good to go. Now you're done balancing. Okay? Now all you need to do now is turn it on. The power button is right here. It's a little button, you can't miss it. And when you turn it on, the gimbal will automatically try to calibrate itself straight. So you want to, put everything where, where it's pretty much balanced, and then turn it on. And as you see, it's moving, it's straightening things up. Now, when you turn the gimbal on, okay, it straightens itself out, all right? But if it's not perfect, if it's pointing up or pointing down, or a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, you have your joystick here, your thumb joystick. And just turn it wherever you need it to be. And it should stay there. And then you're good. And the gimbal will try to keep it wherever you put it, unless you change the mode you're in, the position, the settings, your mode. All right. Now I will say this, with my gimbal, this is my personal gimbal, I have one issue, and I've emailed them about it, and of course it's going to take a while because of the language thing, communication problems, whatever. But it's not a big deal. It doesn't kill me. If I pay for something, I want it to work perfectly. If I let my gimbal sit here long enough, you'll see it slowly start to drift, and it'll slowly start to be pointing that way. If I let it sit long enough, I don't have all day. But like I said, if I turn it on and, all I got to do is just hit the joystick and put it back, and it'll, pretty much stay. But that's my only issue with this whatsoever. And like I said, it's not a big problem, because when I'm running around shooting or whatever, I definitely can't tell it's moved at all. Once you turn the gimbal on, it's already in this mode where it's not going anywhere. Okay? No matter how much I move, the gimbal stays there. Now, every time you put it in a different mode, and you put it in different mode by using your thumb and just pressing in the joystick that's right there, little thumb joystick. Every time you put it in a mode, you'll get confirmation beeps. So I'm gonna put it in first mode. I'm gonna press this button once. You hear the confirmation, and then you'll see what it does. So one time. So wherever I turn, pan, wherever I pan the gimbal, the camera will pan with me. If I pan the gimbal, if I tilt up, it'll tilt up. If I tilt down, it'll tilt down. Okay? That's mode one. Mode two clicks, you hear the confirmation. All right? It stays centered. So even though I'm tilting up and down, the camera's not tilting down. But it will pan. Okay? I already got to put this motherfucker down because it's heavy. My arms are burning. Whew. All right, so now we're going to go to mode 3. All right, mode 3, 3 presses of the button, and then you hear the confirmation. Mode 3, the camera stays wherever. No matter how much I move the gimbal, the camera's gonna stay. And if I need to make an adjustment, I can use the joystick to turn wherever. My arms. Oh gosh. But no matter what mode you're in, you can always override and change the position of the camera by using the joystick. To turn it off, just click the button. And it's off. Now it tells you in the directions not to hook this up to a computer. All right, even though it has support for you to take a USB cable and plug it into your computer, where you can technically change the settings, the PID settings, any little tweaks, adjustments you need to make. But it says in the instructions of the manual that if you do so, you avoid your warranty. Now, mind you, like I said, I have a slight issue with when I turn it on, it'll slowly, very slowly end up, you know, creeping to one direction. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell me I'm gonna have to change the PID settings to do so. But I'm gonna wait to hear that from them. So, but there are many people who you know, hook theirs up to their computer and there's software out there where you can, you know, make little tweaks and adjustments to your gimbal to make it pan slower or faster, you know, when you use the joystick. Also add different modes to it. Because like I said, out the box, it comes with 3 different modes. But I've seen people that have had 5 different modes, and, you know, make different little tweaks or whatever. So just to let you know, they tell you not to do it, but there are people who do it and are very happy with what they have done. Now, there was this one video in particular that was one of the reasons why it took me so long to finally decide to get this or not, because the person, when they made the video, they had a lot of problems, and basically it was trying to calibrate. I saw they hooked it up to a computer, they were trying to calibrate it, and the thing was going crazy, blah, 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 and finally it bound up all the wires, and, you know, the gimbal didn't work anymore. It messed the wires up, the cables. Having one of my own now, understanding, I really don't know why they let it do that, why it happens. Like I said, you can't let it just keep spinning around like that. You're gonna mess up the cables. But as I just showed you, like, there's not too much to balancing the thing. You know, you get it, you know, it's toolless, you get it, you know, pretty close. And once you turn it on, it, you know, it straightens out and does the rest for you. So, you know, I feel bad for that person, but I really haven't seen that problem, that issue. Like I said, I have that one little issue, and it's something that I can totally work around. So for me, it's a great buy. I'm glad I have it. And I'm telling you, when I'm using it, I'm clumsy. And I couldn't believe how smooth, you know, the footage looked when I played it back. And even when I got the Steadicam, the Steady Arm for the first time and wore the vest, like I never used that before. And I mean, I felt like I was just clank, 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 and I'm looking at the monitor, and the monitor looks like it's jumping around. But when I got back home and dropped the footage onto my computer, like, it was nice. So I'm very happy with it. And for me, glad I got it. It's worth it. It's heavy as fudge, but it does what I need it to do, and it looks really great. So I hope that helps you make a decision on buying, you know, whether or not you want to buy this gimbal or another gimbal. Like the footage that they come up with is that they, you know, that you get with them. For me, it's pretty impressive. So that's it. I'm David Spates. Now get that camera out my face, sucker. When you think of love, do your heart beat round and round? When you think of love, do your feet jump off the ground? DavidSpates.com. Hey!